What's going on, fellow humans and resellers? It is I, James, ReadOptionAgency.com, 20 plus years selling on eBay. Is he stacking rocks up there like on the path so we know our way out? Oh, man. What's up, Vern? What's up, baby boy? All right, we are at Sunday afternoon. We just hit like 12 noon. Sales been pretty good this weekend. Yesterday was great. Overnight, I even almost hit my 2 items an hour I like to do. But then it turned off about 2 hours ago. Nothing's come through in 2 hours. So everything was, even overnight, was spectacular. And then boom, cut off at like 10 a.m. So kind of out of the blue, did not expect that. But then again, I guess I should have. All right, so I figured it's a good time to get caught up a little bit. Adrian doing some pulling, it seems. But I heard something the other day on a video, and I'm like, God, how big of an ego do you have to say, I know some of you look up to me? That's got to take a big-ass ego, don't you think, to say something like that? I mean, I've never understood the whole looking up to people, or maybe it's just me. Courtney! I've never understood looking up to anybody. To me, we're all on a same level playing field, and we're all amongst each other, and we're all kind of just watching and learning and growing as an individual while taking in the sights that the same way everybody else does. There's a reason I always say fellow humans and resellers, because nobody should be put up on a pedestal. We're all freaking human beings. Some of us on this playing field kind of take advantage of others and manipulate others and what have you, which I'm just not a fan of. And when you find that little hill in this open field and you got to stand on it and make yourself bigger and known, that's just ego. That's ego. We're all on the same playing field. We just all see things differently, experience things differently, have different perspectives, and we're all just kind of viewing everything and learning from each other and growing as an individual. I don't get that. I know some of you look up to me. Don't look up to anybody. Just learn from people who are the same as you, as we all are. So we all should be the same as each other. I'm just rambling. I don't know. That just got to me. So, I don't know. Sure as hell don't look up to me, because I ain't nobody to be looked up to. I am the same as you. I started from nothing and been kicking, trying to kick ass my whole life, trying to do something that I enjoy, and I enjoy sharing it, and in hopes that you can pick up little tidbits along the way to better your life, because I didn't have that kind of situation growing up. I had to do it all on my, figure it out myself, basically, and find a path, and it was difficult. But that is no reason to put anybody as better, higher, on a pedestal. I don't look down upon nobody, and I don't look up to nobody. Let me just tell you that. I ain't going to look down on a homeless person, and I ain't going to look up to some rich-ass superstar or business owner or whatever. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You're a human being. I'm a human being. You did things differently than I've done different. You've learned things, maybe you've learned things that I haven't. So I watch you and learn from you and grow as an individual. Anyway, let's get to see what sold. How about that? Let's just jump right into that. All right, let's go. I guess we'll start with these over here to get these out of my way. I had this little Betty Boop statue. I think I paid $2 for this at the Honey Hole, even with the little broken top. Sold for $20, headed to Cincinnati, Ohio. Alrighty, we've got a lot of 4. Clint Eastwood. I think it was supposed to be like a 5 video collection, if I remember correctly. with the little slip box or whatever. But I think I paid $2 for all these at the Honey Hall and sold for $14. Headed to Cedar Hill, Missouri. Hey, look, it's another Just a Desk. Who Framed Roger Rabbit sold for $6, and that is with free shipping. And if you're new, all my other stuff I charge shipping for, so the price I give does not include the shipping that I charge. But if it's free shipping, I will tell you. This is headed to Old Town, Maine. So I decided for the 4th of July weekend to try a sale. So if you know, my clearance items are $5.55, plus if you buy 2 or more, you get 55% off. So I turned that 55% off coupon off and did a 50% off sale to see if I could get a bunch more bulk orders. And when I did the math, if I get somebody who buys like 3 or more, I'm actually making more money that way than I was at the other way. So I decided to try it for 3 days, see how it turned out, and see how many buys just one item and see how many people buy more than one item. So we'll start that look now, where this is only one item, sold for the $278 plus shipping, headed up to New York. And I think the math, don't quote me for sure, because I did so much math trying to figure this out. I think if only one sells, it's $1.32 profit in my pocket after everything else is paid for. That being said, too, I also turned off my promotions for my clearance items, so eBay's not getting no extra promoting money for it. So that's why the difference is not that great, and I actually make more money quicker the more they buy. So that was another way I wanted to test it too, not having promotions on for this item, for clearance items, and see how many actually sell. So Stacy Kent, Breakfast on the Morning Tram CD, sold for $7, headed to Singapore. Alrighty, we got a Brahms Classical CD, sold for $5, headed to Port Isabel, Texas. So are you ready for a cassette live? Yeah. All right, so here's the first test, and I'm going to tell you the difference here. So these 3 cassettes sold part of my 50% off July 4th clearance sale on my 555 items. So all 3 of these sold for $8.30, headed to Seattle, Washington. But prior, if I done the 55 off 2 or more, but sold at $5.55, I make $2.49 to $2.50 a piece. Where like this, I made $2.78 a piece. So I made an extra, just call it 30 cents per item more. So I have to debate whether it's worth the risk compared to the onesies I sell, whether it's a 1 $5.55 or a 1 $2.78. So there's where I have to figure out, do the math, and see what would work better and not waste more time, because it may work. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, so I make more money bulk. I just got to decide, does having a 50% off with not promoting get more buyers than not running the 50 off and promoting? So anyway, Jane Child, self-titled cassette, sold for $6, headed to Minneapolis, Minnesota. Samantha Sang, Emotion cassette, sold for $6, headed to San Diego. All right, Average White Band CD promo single, sold for $8, headed out to California. All right, Special Goodness, Land, Air, and Sea. And number 2 of the onesies for the sale, $2.78, headed to Berwick, Pennsylvania. Berwick, Pennsylvania. All right, System of a Down, Hypnotize CD, sold for $5.60, headed to Irvine, California. And the first Just a Cassette. So we got Van Halen, self-titled, sold for $6, that's with free shipping, headed to Howell, Michigan. Sweat racks. Technically, that's what it's saying, right? Sweat racks, not sweat tracks. Sweat racks. Does that mean sweaty boobies? I'm confused. Disco Walking cassette sold for $6. Headed to Paradise, California. That better be a damn good place to be called Paradise. Paradise for me would be like no taxes, a view out of every window. You could walk everywhere or ride a bike. Anyway, are you ready for a cassette lot? Yeah. Alrighty, headed to Tucson, Arizona, and this is lot number 2 of my 50% off July 4th sale. So 3 cassettes again for $8.30. Headed to Tucson. So we got Whitesnake, George Michael, and Arrested Development. I think this exercise is the best, well, not the best, but a good way of showing the statement, know your numbers. The fact that I know, if you do your numbers, I know now if I sell 3 cassettes, I make 90 cents more doing it 50% off everything as opposed to 55% off 2 or more and paying for eBay to promote. So what I'll do is I'll probably do the 3 days this weekend, compare it to the 3 days last weekend with the 555 stuff that sold and see what sold, kind of compare it. And obviously it's not going to be 100% accurate because this is a holiday weekend. eBay has issues, but it'll be a close enough comparison to know, is it worth it to do it this way or is it better to do it the other way? And knowing your numbers will give you educated situations, so that there's less of a risk and you're not, losing more money or what have you. So, all right, we got this cassette here, DAF, Blitz, head over to Germany, sold for $30. Biggity bam. All right, looks like we got a classical piece here, CD sealed, sold for $10, headed to Fort Wayne, Indiana. All right, Patsy Cline, the best of, sold for $5, headed to St. Lawrence, South Dakota. Ricky Martin, self-titled cassette, sold for $6.30, headed to Moore, Oklahoma. Sir Mix-a-Lot cassette, sold for $6, headed to Idaho. All right, Jackson Brown, running on empty 8-track. Sold for $5.55. So that was probably a Friday because my sale I did Saturday, Sunday, and I'll be doing Monday. So $5.55, headed to New York. All right, classical cassette. Sold for $7, headed to Taylor's, South Carolina. All right, Barbara Mandrell, Lee Greenwood. Sold for $5.55, headed to Weatherford, Texas. All right, Winners, Original Hits, Original Stars. Various Artists cassette. Sold for $6, headed to Newport News, Virginia. More than words is all. Okay, I'll give up. All right, Extreme More Than Words cassette single sold for $5.55, headed to Tracy, California. Who's Tracy? So, are you ready for a cassette lot? Yeah. All right, this was my clearance before I put on the sale. So these would have been Friday. So they were $2.50 a piece. They sold for $7.50 off for all of them. So that is less than the other 3 by 90 cents. It's headed to Bethpage, New York. Are you ready for a cassette lot? Yeah. All right, here's a normal price cassette lot, meaning no clearance sale. Headed to Bryan, Texas. We got Footloose, Madonna, and Jasmine Guy. All 3 together sold for $18. Alrighty, we've got some Nike Shox women's. Very, very nice condition. Sold for $25, headed to Clifton, Texas. Carpenter's Christmas Collection, 2 CD set, sold for $7, headed to Milford, Delaware. I almost forgot, I got like 6 days before I leave on my little vacation. Where I'm buying my clothes as I go at thrift stores, not packing anything but underwear and socks and my electronics. But can't wait, get on the road, have some fun, road trip. All right. Christmas Wishes and Mistletoe Kisses DVD. I bought this at the Honey Hole for $1. Sold for $9, headed to Oklahoma. All right, Splinter Cell Blacklist sold for $7, headed to Kinmundley, Illinois. Charlotte's Web. Why is this like the only story I remember as a kid reading in a book? It's like, for some reason, it's the only story that sticks out in my head that I remember reading as a kid. All right, sold for $5.55, headed to Brook Park, Ohio. So far, it's looking like we sold more clearance $5.55 items like on Friday than we've sold the $2.78 clearance items on Saturday. So that might tell us something right there. Anyway, so going up to Canada, we got Blazing Saddles on VHS, sold for boobies, sold for $5.55. All right, Luther Vandross CD, sold for $7, headed to Albany, New York. Gomez, How Do We Operate CD, sold for $5.55, headed to Chesterfield, Michigan. Classical album, Music of the Gods, sold for $7, headed to Jacksonville, Illinois. All right, got some women's high heel shoes. Miss Bison? Bisu. I typed in the title instead of you. Whoops. All right, these sold for $14, headed to Nashville, Tennessee. Normal Brand, a St. Louis local brand. Pocket t-shirt, sold for $7, staying in the area, going to Chesterfield, Missouri. And we got a Star Wars shirt, sold for $7.50, headed to Georgia. So I did go over to the Honey Hole Thursday and ended up spending, instead of $20, like $136. A lot of it, well, yeah, a good chunk of it was on these things for Christmas. Porcelain displays. Let me show you the bigger ones right there. But yeah, the big ones were 20 a piece. Got them in the store for like 130 or something like that. But the little ones were like $5 a piece. But I was able to get a lot of, well, about 7, 8 American Red Cross t-shirts, different ones. And as you know, I like American Red Cross is pretty steady seller for me. So this is the first one. I would have put it up Friday. So Be Awesome, Give Blood, American Red Cross. So I paid $1 for those t-shirts. This one sold for $13.50, headed to North Carolina. You know, since I've changed things up, I always play with scheduling and how I do things, right? So the latest thing I'm trying is, since I cleaned up my office and I'm bringing stuff in as I go, which I almost got my camera set up today. I thought I was there, and then something went wrong, so I got to figure out another thing with the program I'm using, OSM or whatever it's called. But anyway, so I think what I'm doing is Friday is uploading new items. Saturday and Sunday will be drafting and also ending sell similar. Then Monday will be uploading new items. And Tuesday will probably be uploading new items. Then Wednesday and Thursday will be drafting. Then Friday uploading new items. The reason I'm doing this is because the schedule of I'm setting up my sales. Because the last day of the month, normally the people I'm in sync with, when they have bad days, I have bad days. It kind of syncs up. Well, they were having bad days, but I had a good day. Well, I realized my sales end that day. So it seems like I said before, when the sales are ending that day, you usually have pretty strong sales. So I am fixing this. Let me clear my throat real quick. So I am fixing this new listing schedule around my sale. So my sales will go Friday through Sunday, start a new one Monday through Thursday, Friday through Sunday. So I will list on the first day that I start the sale, and then on the other week, the beginning of the week, I'll do the first 2 days. What this is doing is because I uncheck the box to add new items to the sales I run. So I will have 2 to 3 days of full price items recently listed that won't automatically go on sale that I might be able to sell at full price. So that's why I'm going about that. That being said, this is one of them. So Taco Bell apron sold for $20, headed to Richmond, Kentucky. So yeah, I'm going to try that schedule out, see how that works for me. So far, I like it because if I have a good day drafting one day, I can be like, I can relax a little bit the next day. You know what I mean? Or go for a bike ride and not worry about, I haven't done enough, if you will. So at least for the summer, I think we'll see how that sticks around and see how it works. Florida Gators shirt sold for $10, headed to Phoenix, Arizona. And this reminds me, yesterday I went through my Poshmark store and started, because I only had like 500 items up, so I started searching every item on eBay. And I had a lot of stuff that sold on eBay that I didn't take down off Posh. So should be cleaned up now. Some I might start, since I got this kind of schedule, I might throw in cross-listing into that schedule. Just cross-listing is such a pain because most of the stuff sells on eBay and then I have to go take it off. And it's just a pain in the booty hole. But anyway, we'll see if I can throw that into my schedule and get more sales on Poshmark. I just don't share on Poshmark. I had stuff on there like 300 days that hadn't been shared, and actually I couldn't even search it on. When I went to search it, didn't even show up on Poshmark. That's happened a lot before. That time period where they stopped doing the share thing for a little bit, I actually remember on my videos I actually had several sales within that time period, and too many people complained about it. And it went back, and I probably maybe had one sale since then. So I wish they would get rid of the whole share thing and people would not complain about it, because it's not really conducive to good business. And I'm not paying for a damn bot to do it for me and have a chance of even getting kicked off because I'm using the bot, and it's a pain in the man. So I don't even know if I'm going to even worry about Poshmark anymore. I might just end it all. But anyway, Twisted CD sold for $10, headed to Citra, Florida. All right, got some women's shoes here. Picolinos or something like that. Anyway, he sold for $21, headed to White Bluff, Tennessee. All right, we got a vintage Kansas felt banner. Sold for $9.50, headed to Princeton, Texas. Are you ready for a hat lot? Yeah. We got 4 hats headed to Beaverton, Oregon, a repeat buyer. Sold for $36. We got Siesta Key, Florida, Panama City, LTD, Limited 2, and Gulf Shores, Alabama. All right, we got a Adidas hat here. Sold for $9, headed to Torrance, California. All right, Clearwater Beach, Florida hat, sold for $6, headed to Wisconsin. Alrighty, we've got a Mickey Mouse Disney splatter paint army style hat, sold for $7, headed to Hawaii. Next up, Tommy Hilfiger hat, sold for $7, headed to Spanaway, Washington. Missouri S&T hat, sold for $10, headed to Melbourne, Florida. Well, that's confusing. Alrighty. UMR, have no idea what that means, but the hat sold for $8, staying in the area, going to Baldwin, Missouri. Minnesota Twins hat sold for $8, headed to Minnesota. That little hesitation saying Minnesota was my brain. My brain had flipped the M&M, and I was thinking New Mexico, but I'm like, wait, I said Minnesota, and my brain farted. So it took me a second to say Minnesota. All right, Pensacola Beach visor sold for $10, headed to Knoxville, Tennessee. And that's where I'll be sleeping Saturday night, I believe, because I think we're leaving Saturday morning. So Saturday night I'll be sleeping in Knoxville, Tennessee, downtown. I can't remember the hotel. But anyway. All right, I think I'm going to call the video there, this one. I'll come back down later, since post offices are closed tomorrow anyway. There's no rush, and I got bellies to rub. Look at that. I got bellies to rub. My babies. My babies. All right, so I will see you all in the next video. And let me get down here and rub some bellies. And thanks everybody for watching, and we will see you next time.